Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election. The This Day newspaper have published an opinion poll in which they concluded and said that the election is likely to end up that there's likely to be a runoff, which means the election is going to be inconclusive, no clear winner. In this video, I want to show you that they are wrong, and I want to prove that the votes or the percentages that are allocated to Atiku Abakar in particular and Tinubu is not a true reflection of what will happen in 2023 presidential election. And I know what I'm talking about. In the opinion poll that they did, in summary of it, they said that Atiku Abakar is sure of 21 states where he will get 25%. And that Tinubu is sure of 20 states where he will get 25%. 25% is important because for you to become the president of Nigeria, you need to have majority of the votes, win most of the states, and at the same time has 25% in 2/3 of the states of the federation. At least you need to have 25% of the votes in 2/3 of the federation, which is roughly about 24 states or thereabouts. So by this day concluding that Atiku has 21 states that he's sure of getting 25%, it means Atiku has just a few more states, 3 or 4 more states for him to win the election outright. Tinubu need at least 4 more states or thereabouts for him to win it outright. But he's projecting none of them will win it outright. And of course, while the projection by this day acknowledge that Peter Obi is doing well in South, South, and Southeast and North Central, they feel that he doesn't have the spread. He doesn't have up to 20 states like Tinubu, that he's sure of getting 25%, and that he didn't have up to 21 states like Atiku, that he's sure of getting 25%. But I want to burst the bubble of this day, and I will prove it to you that Peter Obi is the one most likely to win the election, and he can win this election in the first ballot. Now, before I go further on that, if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And I want you to like this video, because when you like this video, Google will recommend it for more people, and more people will watch it, and the more people that watch it, the more people will get who will do the right thing and ensure that they vote for Peter Obi to emerge the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2023, so that Nigeria can have a new beginning in 2023. Now, this is how Peter Obi will win in the first ballot. You can take your time, go and study the This Day projection from their election center. You will notice one thing. You will notice one thing. Peter Obi is the only presidential candidate that is sure of locking down two geopolitical zones, south-south and southeast. Not even Atiku Abubakar can be sure of winning the whole of northeast, where he comes from. Not to talk of winning the whole of northwest. Tinubu is the only candidate that is likely to win the whole of southwest. But even in that southwest, Peter Obi is giving him a run for his money in Lagos and some other states in that zone. And there is a likelihood that Peter Obi can even cause an upset in Lagos because people are fed up with Tinubu in Lagos. Now, there are things that this day did not take into consideration. The issue of religion and ethnicity. Religion is going to play a key role in the outcome of the election. And that is thanks to the Muslim tickets of Tinubu and the divisive government that APC has been running since 2015. The killing of people of Middle Belt, who are mostly Christians, by bandits and herders, has added to the key parts and key role religion will play in this election. And Peter Obi is going to be a beneficiary of that in northern Nigeria. Now, don't forget that the Middle Belt Forum has endorsed Peter Obi. And Peter Obi, where he did not win in the Christian-dominated North, he will get more than 25% in those states. And I will read out those states for you so that you will know that Peter Obi can win this election in the first ballot, contrary to what this day is saying, and to also show that they are wrong to disregard Peter Obi and not bring him up, because Peter Obi, this day, if they were sincere in their projection, they ought to have known that there are more than 23 states that Peter Obi is sure of getting 25% across the country. And that is what I will prove here. Now, these states I'm going to rail out for you now are states that Peter Obi will get, if he doesn't win them, he will get more than 25%. And that will be enough for him to become president. Already, I told you that Peter Obi is going to take South, South, and Southeast. That's 11 states. Peter Obi is going to get, if he doesn't win Lagos, he's going to get more than 35% of the vote in Lagos. So you can add that to Peter Obi. If you add it to the 11 South, and Southeast states, adding Lagos gives you 12 states where Peter Obi will win or have 25% of the vote. Other states that he will win or have more than 25% is Plateau State, predominantly Christian. Benue State, predominantly Christian. Nasarawa State, predominantly Christian. Taraba State, predominantly Christian. Adamawa State, predominantly Christian. Now, if you listen to former Secretary to the federal government, he made an important point in one of his appearances at Channel Television. He said that Adamawa is a Christian state. Adamawa is predominantly a Christian state. Atiku Abubakar, during the 2019 election, struggled to win Adamawa State. He was able to win it because Christians voted for him in opposition to Buhari, who was running a divisive government. If you go and check 2019 results, Atiku Abubakar won Adamawa State ahead of Buhari with only 20-something thousand votes. How can a leading presidential candidate in his home state, he was winning Buhari with 20-something thousand votes? In Anambra State, at that time when Peter Obi was the vice presidential candidate, Atiku defeated Buhari with over 400,000 votes. But in his own state, home state, he was winning with 20-something thousand votes. Go and check the results of 2019 presidential election of Adamawa State. So with the northern Christians who are mobilizing under the Middle Belt Forum and the aggrieved APC Christian leaders, Peter Obi is likely to win Adamawa. If he doesn't win Adamawa, he will get more than 35% of the votes there. In Bauchi State, Southern Bauchi is predominantly Christian. Peter Obi will get 25% from Bauchi State. So Peter Obi will get 25% from Bauchi State, yes. That's where Speaker of the House of Representatives, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakub Dogara, comes from. Okay, even though he has now pinched his tent with PDP, there is no doubt that the people of Southern Bauchi, who are mostly Christian and are marginalized and are victims of the rampaging headers and bandits all over the northeast and northwest and north central, Peter Obi will not get 25% here. In Southern Yobe is predominantly Christian because of their votes, because of the vote of Christians in Yobe State, Southern Yobe, who are marginalized, who are also part of those who have suffered under Boko Haram attacks and what have you. Peter Obi will get 25% of the votes in Yobe State. Southern Borno, I saw the projection by this day. They were giving Peter Obi 5%. Peter Obi will get 25% in Borno. Dr. Pogu, who is the president of Middle Belt Forum, is from Borno State. He has been campaigning all over the place. In Southern Borno will give Peter Obi 25% that he's looking for. FCT Abuja, Peter Obi will win it. Peter Obi will win FCT Abuja. If he doesn't win FCT Abuja, Peter Obi will get more than 35% of the votes. In Niger State is about 40%. They have 40% Christians. Christians used to be deputy governors in Niger State. So Niger State Christians are going to vote for Peter Obi, and Peter Obi is going to get more than 25% of the votes in Niger State. The projection by this day was giving Peter Obi 15% in Niger. Peter Obi can get more than 25% in Niger. In Kogi State, they were giving Peter Obi 15% in Kogi. Peter Obi will get more than 25% because Kogi is almost 50-50 Christian Muslim. So Peter Obi will get more than 30% of the vote in Kogi State if he doesn't win it. Kwara State, Peter Obi will get more than 25% in Kwara State because of those who are angry with APC and PDP, and then the population of Christians who are marginalized in that state. Then Gombe, It will shock you that Gombe is said to be predominantly Christian, but Muslims have continued to become to be governors, while Christians are deputy governors. In this state, Gombe, Peter Obi can get 25% if he doesn't win it in Gombe State. Now, if you count the states that are mentioned now, you see that Peter Obi is likely to win 25 or 26 states in the first ballot, or get 25% from those states. That will be enough for him to emerge the president of the country. Now, but if you look at the projection by this day, they didn't even feature Peter Obi as among the candidates that have up to 20 states that they can be sure of getting 25%. This day was wrong in their projection. And I hope I have proven it to you, the pathway that Peter Obi will use to emerge the president of the country. And I can tell you that this pathway is because Peter Obi has competency, he has capacity, he is trustworthy, he is not corrupt, he will not steal Nigeria's money, unlike other candidates. And then he is going to be a beneficiary of the religion that APC brought to bear in this election, because APC and Tinubu are the cause of religion being at the center of this election, and it's going to reflect in the outcome. And that outcome is going to favor Peter Obi, who will emerge the next president of Nigeria. So any projection like that, like this one done by this day, that didn't take into cognizance of the role religion will play and the ethnicity, because ethnicity is a factor too. There are many people who cannot understand why, after a Fulani Buhari staying 8 years, another Fulani Atiku will come and do another 8 years. Many Nigerians are not going to buy into it, including in northern Nigeria. They are going to vote against it. And they are also going to vote against Muslim ticket of APC. So when they cannot vote for continuation of Fulani and the continuation of Muslim ticket, what else is left in the ticket except to vote for Peter Obi? So Peter Obi is going to be a beneficiary of that. And not just being a beneficiary of that, Peter Obi is the most qualified, the most competent in terms of anyhow you look at it, in terms of capacity, in terms of integrity, in terms of anti-corruption. Peter Obi is the man. None of the other people, Atiku or Tinubu, can compete with Peter Obi when it comes to integrity and the issue of corruption, in the issue of competency, even in terms of age, in terms of health and anything. Peter Obi is well ahead to be the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I hope I have been able to convince you to see how Peter Obi will win and how he can get the 25% in 2/3 of the states of the Federation. He can do it. He can do it. This is the pathway. And I have mentioned all these places. I didn't mention Southwest though. I didn't mention Southwest because there are many states in the Southwest aside Lagos that Peter Obi will get 25%. While I dwell in the North, mostly, Middle Belt, is to prove this day wrong. Because this day literally wrote Peter Obi off in the northeast and northwest. But I have shown you that Borno has sizable number of Christians that will vote for Peter Obi. Yobe the same thing, Bauchi the same thing, Kaduna. In Kaduna, southern Kaduna is going to vote overwhelmingly for Peter Obi. So if you count the number of states that Peter Obi will get 25%, where if he doesn't win, you know that he has a pathway to presidency. Because if you count Anambra, Enugu, Abia, Ebonyi, Imo, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Delta, Edo, Bayelsa, then add Lagos, you are talking about 12 states. When you talk about Plateau gives you 13, Benue 14, Nasarawa 15, Taraba 16, Adamawa 17, Bauchi 18, Yobe 19, Borno 20, Kaduna 21, FCT 22, Niger 23, Kogi 24, Kwara 25, Gombe 26. And I didn't add other states in the southwest. I just added only Lagos. And I have told you why Peter Obi will get 25% in all these states, because they have sizable number of Christians who are being killed daily by bandits. And they are looking for a president that will help them to deal with this banditry. And that president they are looking for is somebody from the south. And that's Peter Obi. Because already they can't trust Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Tinubu has already told them that he's going to continue with the policies of Buhari. If he continue with the policies of Buhari, it means bandits will go about killing them in their farms, chasing them away from their communities. In the middle belt of Nigeria, which comprises north central, northeast, and northwest. Because many people are not aware that Middle Belt Forum consists of states in the northeast and northwest. Adamawa is in the northeast, but it's part of the Middle Belt Forum. Southern Bauchi is in the northeast, but it's part of the Middle Belt Forum, which is predominantly a Christian organization in northern Nigeria. Yobe, southern Yobe, is predominantly a Christian part of the state. Borno has over 40% of the population Christians. In southern Borno, then you can talk of southern Kaduna. Because of them, Kaduna is even predominantly Christians. Southern Kaduna alone will give Peter Obi more than 30% of the votes if he doesn't win Kaduna. They talk about FCT. Add Niger. I told you earlier that Niger is about 40% Christian and 60% Muslim. They talk about Kogi. Kogi is 50-50 or thereabouts. And Peter Obi, if he doesn't win Kogi, he will get more than 25% of the vote there. The same thing with Kwara. There's no way Peter Obi can get 25% in Kwara. Then in Gombe that is predominantly Christian, Peter Obi will get more than 40% of the votes if he doesn't win it. Then I didn't add Southwest, because I know that in Southwest, there are many states in the Southwest with the kind of support Peter Obi is getting in the Southwest. It's not only in Lagos that Peter Obi is going to cause an upset. It's likely to cause more upset in Southwest. So with that, Peter Obi ought to be projected to have about 25 states that he will get 25%. But this day, because they had already made up their mind to come up with spurious figures, They didn't think that Peter Obi deserved to be among the candidates that he can project that has over 20 states that he can be sure of getting 25%. I think I've been able to show it to you so that you disregard what these days say and know it that Peter Obi has what it takes to win this election in the first ballot. And if he doesn't win it in the first ballot, Peter Obi will win more states than any other presidential candidate in 2023 presidential election. You say you hear it here first. Let me repeat myself. After the February 25, 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi will win more states than any other presidential candidate in the race. If he doesn't win the election outright, which I'm projecting he should, then he will be the candidate that has the highest vote